Oh, it's the fucking Mount Isa, mate.
It's the mine.
It's the Isa, mate.
I only learned just the other day the smell that I smell comes off that repugnant sulphur chimney.
There's a strange voice in the background here, I hear you fucking saying. We've got a bloke with us. This is Alex.
G'day, team.
So what Alex is doing, he's fucking idiot. He won't buy a car and he's walking around Australia doing a thing called Strides for Suicide.
Against.
Strides...
Because we're not really promoting.
We're not promoting suicide, okay? So it's Strides Against Suicide. Find that on Instagram. We'll put a link in here somewhere for you. And I just thought we'd have a bit of a 10-minute chinwag while we're sitting on top of the fucking hill. So, Alex, what are you doing, man? What the fuck are you doing?
Well, the price of diesel. No, so I'm walking around Australia at the moment for men's mental health and suicide awareness. Essentially, the ethos of my walk, which I'm sure, Craig, you agree with me, is if you're in a point where you're struggling, all you have to do is wait one more minute and take one more step. And what I mean by that is wait one more minute, bring yourself into the present moment and take one more step. Focus on your next step. You only have to get through that next step, then that next step, then that next step. And you can go a long way with that attitude. Because look, if you ask me, do I want to walk around Australia? I'd probably say no. But when you break it down into moment by moment, being in your present self, massive accomplishments become really, really easy.
Yeah, rightio. Now, I can understand that, but just so that the people understand the enormity of this, where'd you start?
So, a little town called Kiama in New South Wales, so the south coast of New South Wales. The whole entire journey is roughly 16,000 kilometres. So, in terms, I mean, you said you have American people on here that view.
Yeah.
What's that in miles? That's
10,000 miles.
to the dot, right?
To the dot.
Yeah. So 10,000 miles, 16,000 kilometres, 50 to 60 kilometres a day. I move along Highway 1 or Highway 6 or Highway 2. And yeah, that's the enormity of our beautiful, beautiful land that I get to walk along.
Now, he said miles because he's not actually a follower of me on TikTok, so he doesn't know that they're actually freedom units, or as we refer to them, fuck you units. Right. So, how much aid have you had through this? Like, is people... So, well, hang on, let's just backtrack a bit. So, you've left Kiama, which is on the south of Sydney.
Yep.
And you've walked up the coast?
Yep.
How far north up the coast did you get?
All the way to Townsville.
Fuck me.
So that's quite a long way. If anyone knows Australia, that's pretty much you can go to Cairns, but then you got to loop all the way back down. And I wanted to make sure I got the hot section in Australia done in winter, because it is warm.
And for those who don't know, Cairns to, even though he's gone Townsville, but Cairns to Brisbane is actually further than Brisbane to Melbourne. You can Google that. Trust me on that. Okay, so time frame, how long have you been going for?
Yeah, 115 days today. And in total, it's going to roughly take me about 13 to 14 months. And I'm hoping to get over and do Tasmania as well. So once I finish the mainland, jet over to Tasmania, set up a beautiful little walk there. But you asked me a question, how much support have I had?
Yeah.
So I'm doing it unsupported and by myself, as you know. Part of my walk is I invite any man to join me along the way. So if you see me, you want to walk and you want to talk and you want to share, please, by all means, come along. But in terms of support, I've had people, beautiful people, show me the power of kindness. And I just want to reiterate that. The power of kindness is free to give. And it also gives you a heck of a lot from it, which is an amazing, amazing kind of facet of kindness. It helps everyone involved. So yeah, people have built me a cart. So when I was in Mackay, shout out to Ryan. Ryan, you fabricated me an amazing cart. And yeah, people along the way have given me a helping hand, but still been a lot of my own back.
Yes, but how can people chip in to help you?
Yeah, look, so the purpose of my walk is awareness. It's about exactly what Call Your Mate is. It's about checking in with those around you, but it's about also you reaching out and saying that you're not okay. That's my main message. However, I did set up a GoFundMe. In the GoFundMe, you can type in Strides Against Suicide, or you can jump onto my Instagram, Strides Against Suicide. The handle is actually Alexander _Glover, or on Facebook. And there's a link there. So if you want to support the journey, you can chip in, but also the funds I wanted to direct to a mental health project on my return, because that way I can be as grassroots as possible. I can be on the ground actually meeting people in towns and going, okay, do you run an organisation in town that actually directly helps the community's mental health? Yep, cool. I've raised X amount. Here's some of it, because I'm walking the whole perimeter of Australia and I get to see a heck of a lot of towns. So that means I potentially am able to give a few $100, hopefully more if people chip in, to these towns along the way, and actually make a difference, a tangible difference that I can see where it's going. So,
And rightio, we're just going to veer away from here.
yeah.
It's the stupidest thing you've seen on the road while you're walking.
Ooh, stupidest. I'll give you a few, all right? Underwear. I don't know what it is. But from Kiama to Brisbane, Kiama to Townsville, underwear every 5 kilometres. The only place there was sexy underwear in the whole of the east coast of Australia so far, Byron Bay. Lots of dogs out there. There was sexy
That was
lingerie.
from their sisters.
The most terrifying thing I saw was a little basket, and the basket had the basket had a bullet, a tourniquet band, syringes, and another pair of underwear in it. So I thought, I don't know what they're doing tonight, but that was a scary basket to see on the side of the road. Yeah, that's about it.
What about interactions? Because, like, here, I know the road between Cloncurry and here is just absolutely fucked for driving a car. And, like, there are quad road trains on that all the time. There is no shoulder. Did they actually, work with you in that or not?
So, I've wanted to do this for a while and give thanks to one company in particular. You might know them. Emerald Carrying Company.
Yep.
You are the best truckers on the road, without a doubt. Like, it's been the best fleet to have drive alongside me. They actually pull over to the other lane and give me a heck of a lot of room. They make cars on the other side potentially slow down if they need to get across. But besides from that, about 13 hours a day, I am staring directly in front of me to make sure cars aren't going to come into me. I've had a few close calls. I had a dude screech on his brakes because he said he didn't see me. I don't know how. I think there was a little bit of inebriation involved in that one. But yeah, trucks come within about this close of me, and yeah, they're 3 and 4 trailers long, which a lot of people in other states don't actually have an idea about. But yeah, it's intense out there.
And interaction with wildlife, like any nope ropes on the road?
A lot of rats.
Rats?
Yeah, I had a night where like just these things were darting into my tent. I thought there was dingoes out there, and I was hitting the tent back.
Did you have a baby there?
That was the baby, mate. I thought it was trying to get me. So I thought, if I hit it, it'll run off. But I kept hitting it, nothing was moving. I was like, might be something bigger out there. So in my head, I thought, crocodiles are out there. Wasn't near water. I knew it wouldn't be that. So I got outside, thousands of rats, thousands. So they have a big rat plague at the moment, which means also snakes are well fed. So I'm very grateful that the rats, I guess, were out there and the circle of life was being created before I walked through. But yeah, one dingo was there. He was too scared of me though. He bounced off. And a few stray cows, but the stray cows really enjoy the interactions with me.
Well, there we go. So we've got a minute to go left on this interview. Is there anything that you would rather? So we look at a timer down here. So is there anything whatsoever that you feel you need to push or harass people about, or give them directions once again to your Insta, your Facebook, and your GoFundMe?
Well, what I want to say is really wait one more minute and take one more step. You cannot control life, but you can control your reaction to it. I do really want to encourage every single one of you listening to this. If you are struggling, please reach out to someone around you. It saved my life. It took me a long time to do it, but the person I reached out to first was my mother. And she has helped me tremendously in my mental health journey. I've suffered with mental health for 14 years now. It's not something that should be stigmatized. It should be something that we are allowed to say and help each other when we do say that we are struggling. So to encourage and empower you, you can get yourself out of the place that you're at. If you want to follow along my journey, it's called Strides Against Suicide, Alexander_Glover on Instagram, or Strides Against Suicide on Facebook. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
And the hashtag call your mate.